as a tyrant lizard, this titan of a dinosaur fears almost nothing. Its presence alone would have made the ground shake and rumble like thunder in a heavy storm. However, ladies and gentlemen, the mighty Tyrannosaurus does not walk alone in this Game of Thrones. No, there are many political adversaries walking through this jungle. So in order to survive and remain on top, one must overcome obstacles some would consider to be unnatural. And in a kill or be killed world, where players have invested long hours into their dinosaur, you have to be prepared to expect nothing but the unexpected. So I did exactly what I had to do as a solo survivalist. To just stay alive that little bit longer. But hold up, because once again I'm getting ahead of myself. Because no great tale starts at the end of the story. I know what I want to play. So of course, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to join me on this journey. I feel like just walking around, demolishing everything in my path. And just like thousands of other players before me, I spawned in on that beach. It doesn't say me. I chased my first Avaceratops around for longer than I cared to admit. The water shouldn't be too far away, but it might be. The next day I was severely dehydrated, and the next water source was still a great distance away. There it is. Beautiful. Jesus, I hope I don't die just as I reach it. 100%. With nothing but the skin on my teeth, I finally made it to a pond. Something with heavy footsteps. There was something big living in the area. I took no risk and got out of there. I want to die like this. I'll rage quit and go back to playing Ancestors. I was struggling to get the AI to spawn, but eventually it did. I should eat an ambush, but I'm in such a secluded area, it doesn't really matter. This is probably where I'm going to grow all the way to adult. And if you end up enjoying my story, please don't forget to drop a like for the algorithm. Thank you very much. And if I'm not mistaken, yep, cool, that's enough growing. I finally hit the growth of subadult and was ready to move. So there's no one else out here. I kept under the radar and only came out to hunt when I was hungry. As the famous 2v2v would say, stay hydrated. But the next day, my problems had only just begun. And I know all the tricks to get it appearing. Now I know every trick in the book to get the AI to appear, but on this unfortunate day, it was just not meant to be. How devastating. Meh. I shaked off my disappointment and spawned a new Tyrannosaurus into the world. Let's try this again. Nothing worse than starving to death just because no AI appeared. Heartbreaking. Alright, this is actually one of the better areas up here in the mountains. Drink up as quick as possible. A few hours later, and I was back to subadult. There's some juvies here. I'm hungry enough. Now only a few hours ago I'd starved to death and really didn't want to take no risks. But this time I simply couldn't bring myself to do it. Little Rexes. Instead, I helped them kill an Avaceratops and we all shared a meal. Come over here and eat. Okay. Go back to growing. I'd logged out for the evening, and the next day when I logged back in, I was prepared to continue on my journey. Rex takes so long to grow, it's not funny. Eat. Alright, cool. Come on. Drink faster. I stayed at the hot springs, living there, growing under the pine trees. But later that night, when no AI spawned, I was starting to freak out, thinking I was going to starve to death again. I could hear the sounds of another subadult Rex nearby. He was trying to be friendly, but I was on the brink of starvation. He was somewhere here in the field. I could hear him but not see him. Too hungry. And into a dancing circle of death, the fight for life would begin. And for a smaller subadult Rex, he was putting up a marvelous battle. I was struggling to shake him off of me. but after putting enough distance between me and him and being able to turn around in time, I landed a significant amount of damage. It was only now a matter of time. Just when I thought he was gonna die, he was having a second wind.
Here we go. Cool. Because I was way too hungry. Man, he put up a good fight though.
But in a game of survival, ladies and gentlemen, we kill, hunt and eat who we have to, if you wish to see the light of another day.
I don't know how he's seen me, he must have a grammar on.
And finally, given enough time, I'd made it to the threshold of adult growth.
Oh, cool. I've got a body for a bit too still. So that's handy. Yeah.
Not quite fully grown and no food left, I was extremely vulnerable.
But I am adult now. Am I fully grown? No, close, 96%.
With fully grown just around the corner, I made my way to the peak of the mountain. It felt like the perfect place for a celebration. But the journey had to continue, so I'd pushed forward through the mountains to the next water source.
Perfect. There's almost always something.
The quiet echo of dinosaurs communicating with each other turned this silent, empty valley into a potential hunting ground. I proceeded towards the lake.
Oh damn, it's getting dark. Subadult Giga, I think.
I was a fully grown adult Tyrannosaurus. They had no idea of the immediate danger that approached them.
You can probably see me. If he's got grammar on, he'll see me.
I sat there waiting in the edge of the tree line, but I could feel my own patience wearing thin.
Just gonna creep up as close as I can while I see him moving. I'll go for it.
I was itching to open up, but I needed to close more distance.
I might as well get as close as possible before I strike. Right, there we go.
And it was in that moment when his life was flashing by his eyes that he realised. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. Sometimes you're just unlucky. But that is a game of survival.
Yeah, nice.
A pair of juveniles were growing in the water.
In the way.
They politely asked me if I'd like to join them, and so I accepted their generous offer.
Just gotta leave.
I gave them free security for as long as possible, because eventually they both logged out.
Kinda the worst thing there is for Rex is the old Utahs, especially good ones. But with some good brake checks and the right positioning, I'll be fine.
I was making my way down the mountain to the human port.
Well, there's a whole group of them alright.
But the docks is now a haven for Utah raptors.
End of me if I'm not careful. Keep making noise, gentlemen. There he is, sitting down.
They were comfortable in their numbers, and one of them had dropped the ball when out hunting.
Cool. My body's not gonna last long. One more bite, maybe. There we go.
I started sneaking my way inside.
Nothing like clearing out some Utahs.
Inside the docks, I logged out and came back in when it was daylight. Which ended up working perfectly for me because a Spinosaurus had moved in.
There he is, Spiner. Hello, hello, hello.
I no longer had any interest in the Utah raptor pack, not with a fully grown Spinosaurus investigating the docks. A golden Utah raptor wasn't paying attention, standing on top of some human equipment. He was in the kill zone and I could have easily ended his game. But all of my focus was on a much larger prize.
Here he comes. He's gonna come this way.
I was hoping he would come my direction, but he changed course. This was definitely one of the worst bugged out laggy spots to have a battle. But regardless, two titans would now clash.
Cool.
The broken bricks and rock formation on the ground was making it near impossible to fight. If I run out of stamina and this Spinosaurus manages to get behind me, my game will suddenly come to an end.
All that lag there.
One of the older Utah raptors noticed that one of their pack members was breaking the rules, and using proper traditional methods, he executed him.
Just killed that little one that was attacking me with the body down. That was pretty funny. I'm eating my victory.
But only moments later, again by another member of their pack, I was being attacked. At this point in time, the Utah Raptor pack had abandoned all the community rules.
Cheeky little devils.
And if they were going to play a dirty game, then I would play a survivalist. I brought myself just enough time and crouch and logged out. 15 minutes later, I logged back in. I healed and filled up at a small pond nearby and waited for the sun to rise.
I'm almost fully healed back up. I should go and hunt some Utahs. I did hear them. There's definitely some of them still there, so probably not the worst idea. Might be best to approach from this side this time. And sneak down there the slow way. Anyone got their eyes on me here? No, I don't think so.
I was now back inside the docks, and as for the Utah Raptors, they still called this place their home.
It would be nice to get a little bit of revenge, in fact.
They were cannibalizing and fighting off rival Utah Raptors. I was hungry enough and planned on stealing their meal. After all, they stole my meal, so it seemed only fitting. This Utah Raptor gave me the feeling he was going to try and challenge me. Now don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen, because a Utah Raptor in the Isle Legacy is a formidable opponent. But in this in particular survival game, I have almost 3,000 hours of experience. So regardless of how good this Utah's Raptor ability to tail ride is,
I need a little wall.
I will find a way to shake him off and break him.
You gotta use what you can. Gotta use what you can. When the game's broken after all, you use everything to your advantage. I'm still hungry. I'm having this.
I left him with no options. I simply took his meal.
Too hungry to say no. 7.8 bleed. I gotta go heal this off somewhere.
The Utah Raptor could see that I was bleeding. Perfect.
A good Utah can kill it Rex, man, but if you use that bit of terrain to your advantage, you're pretty well set. Because they got no room for error, and you got plenty. I see people kind of, you know, get upset about it, and they're like, Utahs are so overpowered. Not really. I think I'm gonna leave the dogs behind. Might as well. I've cleared out the Utahs, there's no more. All the others must have logged. It might not even been the same Utahs, I never even know. Doesn't matter. My stomach's full.
I'd spent enough time at the docks, and now I was ready to move on.
May as well go back up the mountain. Never know what's moved here.
Only stopping to rest and stay hydrated.
Yeah, hunting in the morning. Nothing worse than hunting at night time.
I barely survived that night living off of AI.
Perfect. Oh damn, do I need that? What little taco?
I was making my way towards the Great Dam, but a massive problem was on the horizon.
2%. I'm about to start starving to death. I just took damage.
Once again, I was starting to take damage. I was starving to death.
That's not good.
I've never been so happy to hear the sounds of dinosaurs at midnight.
They're gonna hear me taking damage. That's the worst bit. Come on, come on. This is getting ridiculous. Give me an AI. I can't be relying on hunting a player. Footsteps right there.
I could feel the anxiety. I was getting nervous.
Okay. You might be onto something. Which way is he going? Downhill? I'm never going to catch it if it's a dibble. This ain't good.
My emotions were starting to take over. I was becoming frustrated.
This ain't good at all.
And from out of the dark, I'd been ambushed by another Tyrannosaurus.
This ain't good, I'm gonna die. Nice! Beautiful. He wasn't fully grown. If he was fully grown, I would have been dead.
It took all night and the most part of the next day to fully recover. There was a fully grown Giga in the distance roaming with a juvenile. Communicating through the chat and making a lot of noise made my job as tracking them throughout the night easy.
He's still on the move. Do I have enough time?
This was clearly an unexperienced player. He was broadcasting during the most important moment of his life.
There we go. He did a call. A call while attacking. Alright, sorry Giga. You've got a fair bit to learn. He's calling right now, like. Yeah, he's got a lot to learn. GG mate, GG. Couple of Rexes over there. They're gonna come take my body for sure.
Luckily the bleed wasn't too bad, it could have been a lot worse, but time was not on my side because that pair of Rexes were coming to claim the body.
Damn. They're gonna come take my body. Just let them know. I'm sure they already know, but we'll see what happens.
After being contested for the body, I had no choice but to stand up and walk away.
I'm never gonna be able to.
And so for now, this is where the story ends. I hope you, my friends, enjoyed the video. This is your boy OwLTime at the end of another epic tale, signing out.